afternoon game in St. Louis, Missouri. And the fourth time this season that the Avalanche and the Blues will play. The Avs looking for their first victory of the season against the St. Louis team. Here we go. David Backes and Paul Stastny to face off to begin today's contest, and run away. Bouwmeester has the puck where St. Louis shoots it into the Colorado zone. Kicked along the end board. Picked up by Hayda. Squeezed free, and the puck rolls back up the wing. Oshie fed back to the point. Petrangelo's shot goes wide of the net. Oshie chases the puck down. This Blues team has won their last 2 games. And overall this season, they have 52 wins, setting a franchise record. They were just having a monster of a season with 111 points. We've got a icing call against the St. Louis Blues. All right, let's look at the Ford starting goaltenders.
And Michael, it's going to be another great goaltending matchup. Ryan Miller, of course, came over from the Buffalo Sabres in a much anticipated but a big deal for the St. Louis Blues. They felt they needed that one upgrade, and for the Avalanche, well, he's been their guy all year, and he was again last game against the New York Rangers. Semyon Varlamov looking for his 40th win, Mike, of the season.
Ryan Miller, 6 games against the Avs as a Buffalo Sabre. Peter never beat the Avalanche, but he does have a victory in the St. Louis Blues uniform against Colorado this season. Saboka leads back to the point. Shot comes off the end board right at the post, and Varlamov has the puck covered right there at the post. So we're early on in our first period, less than a minute gone. No score in the game.
Yeah, I think for Avalanche fans, they'd like to know that Cody McLeod's injury does not appear to be as bad as we thought when it happened. He was on the trip. He didn't look like there was much of a chance, but he was hoping there'd be a chance he could play for Patrick Roy's club today. But he will be back in the lineup soon, barring a setback. So that is great news for the Avalanche.
So for the Avalanche, without McLeod in the lineup, Ryan Wilson, Peter, who has not played in the game since February 26th, is in the lineup for the Avalanche. And wait and see how much forward time, how much defenseman time he gets in this game. Naturally a defenseman, but he has played forward at times this season for Colorado.
Mike, I really believe he'll play mainly on the wing, giving Patrick Roy 4 lines that he can roll in this game.
Slap from center ice by Nate Gedden, and the puck goes into the St. Louis zone. Side of the net, chased down by Cleach. Able to wave it back, and Tyson Barrie, he was the hero in the last game against the New York Rangers, scoring with less than a minute to go to tie the game, send it through overtime, and then ultimately he had the only shootout goal of all 6 shooters in that match between the Avs and the Rangers on Thursday in Denver. There is Wilson, number 44 for the Avalanche. Been a while since he's played in the game. Saboka moves back behind the net. Look at the hit put on him back behind the cage. Puck pushed out towards center ice. That was Brad Malone doing the job. Malone sends the puck ahead, and it's tipped into the St. Louis zone. Jackman will take it, circles back behind the net, dropped it off behind the St. Louis cage. And Morrow. And pass across, Pollock will drift back towards the net, sends the puck across, and out towards center. Bounce pass for Saboka, and the puck is tipped out of play. No score in our first period.
Well, people might be wondering why I've been talking so much about getting home ice. When you look at this particular statistic, Colorado Avalanche, the best road winning percentage in the NHL. They are the only club that has lost 10 games this season on the road. Everyone else lost more. And for the other side of it, Mike, the St. Louis Blues are the best home winning percentage in the league. So it's an interesting matchup in today's game.
Native shot fired high. And that home record, Peter, gives St. Louis that much more incentive for them to try and get that President's Trophy, which would give them home ice advantage. Of course, they'd have to get through first, second, third, and then ultimately that Stanley Cup Finals series, but it would give them that opportunity to have that home ice advantage throughout the playoffs if it goes far. Now we got a little something developing, and he is Steve Ott for St. Louis, and then he draws a crowd behind the net. All 5 of the skaters for the Avalanche are there, and of course the defensemen for St. Louis, they can't go on beyond that, those face-off dots, so there were just 3 skaters for St. Louis in that little melee, but things have calmed down.
We talked a lot about Miller coming over from Buffalo, but also Steve Ott. Avalanche fans will remember him from his agitating days with the Dallas Stars. And, you know, if you're the St. Louis Blues and you're looking ahead, who's that club that you're likely to play, bracketed to play in the next round? Well, it would be if you want Chicago or Colorado. And they're playing both this weekend. So you know some subtle little messages are going to be sent.
Reeves after the puck. Backhands it towards the corner. Cut off. Bordeleau trying to clear, but Shattenkirk had to come past the blue line. Flicked it back in. That caused the play to be offside.
Well, you look at the season series between these clubs, and, well, you know, the last 4 games the Blues have won against the Colorado Avalanche. 3 this year. Ken Hitchcock's club is 3-0. Interesting year for Ken Hitchcock. This is the most wins that he's had in a season, 52.
And during those 3 wins, Peter, the Blues have outscored the Avs 13-5. Now, the last game between these two teams was close. A 2-1 victory for the Blues. Backes has the puck. Sends it towards the point. Slid across. Pollock winds. Shoots and off the arm of Varlamov. There was some traffic in front of him. Pass out to center ice for O'Reilly. Sends it on for McKinnon. Picking up speed. Dropped it. Shot by Hayda. Gets blocked. That hit TJ Oshie of St. Louis. And McKinnon prevents Pollock from sending the puck out to center, but then it's dished out. Back into the blue zone. Pass up ice for Oshie. Crossing the red line towards the Avalanche blue line. Drops the puck in the corner. Nate Gennin takes a hit. He spins the puck up the far side boards. Malone jumps on it for Colorado. Streaking down the wing into the St. Louis zone. Backhand try, missed. Back around the wing. Kept in play by Gennin in the St. Louis zone. Back towards the point for Gennin. Wrist shot blocked in front of the net. Saboka for St. Louis. Sends the puck out to center ice. Malone got it back. Trying to make a handoff. Stripped away. Carried in by Jaden Schwartz. Played collegiately at Colorado College and is having a good year. He's got 23 goals for St. Louis.
And the Wilson carried Malone line. It's his second shift that they've had already in this game. So you can see Patrick Waugh, for the game tomorrow, is using all 4, really wants to get all 4 lines involved.
He also knows with that group, Peter, they're gonna use their body. They're gonna hit, what you need to do against St. Louis.
Especially when you have a guy like Cody McLeod, who's such a staple with the way that he plays for the Avalanche. Out of the lineup, someone else has to step up.
Ott trying to chip the puck, but kept in play along the wing by Benoit, who had pinched in. Pass by Shattenkirk. Misfires, but they've waved off the icing. Varlamov handles the puck. Scooped it to the corner. Landeskog for the Avalanche. Will work his way up the boards. Flipped it out to center. Turned back in. And it rolls behind the net where it's set by Varlamov. Makes a pass across. Up ice. A little tip out towards center ice. Pietrangelo, defenseman for St. Louis. Flips the puck in. Benoit lobs it back the other way. Puck drops between the 2 circles in the St. Louis zone. And a bad bounce for St. Louis. And the Avalanche trying to take advantage. Shot by Gennin, misses the net. Kept alive by the Avs along the wing. The pass is tipped into the screen and out of play.
Right, good forechecking for the Avalanche. It was really interesting talking to the Avalanche after the Columbus game. They were saying a game like that really helps to prepare them for some of the really physical teams around the league. Columbus came at them hard. 27 hits in the first period, more than anybody else has had in one period of a game this year. But the Avalanche, as the game went along, they got used to it. They're coming, and they just chipped it by, took the hit, and played on. And I think those are the kind of experiences as a team that help against the St. Louis Blues squad.
Face off in the St. Louis end. 14-17 to play in the period. No score. 3 shots for the Blues. Avs still looking for that first shot on net. Although it came very close just a moment ago. After a bounce very fortuitously went the Avalanche way. Out to center ice, McKinnon over the line with the puck coming down the wing. Goes all the way back to the point. Shot by Benoit off the glass. And it comes around the wing. Bounced to center ice by Schwartz for Morrow. Stood up at the red line, Holden, and knocked him down as a matter of fact. The puck comes free, carried in by McKinnon. Trying to drop it for O'Reilly. Slaps at the puck at the half boards and slams it around. After Benoit put it behind the net for McGinn to take. He gives to O'Reilly. Circles the net. Threw it through the crease. Holden really down deep in the zone below the circle. Trying to fire a couple of shots. Had him blocked. There's that Nick Holden getting really involved again.
But again, you see the Avalanche, their defensemen. On one side, it was Benoit pinching down low, and on the other side, it was Holden. So both defensemen getting down.
Holden chipping the puck to center ice. Blues get it back. Oshie makes the handoff. Shattenkirk slides it across and out to center. Backus lets it slide ahead for Oshie. Turns, smacks the puck in. Stopped by Varlamov. He gives to Johnson. Feeds it off to Stastny. Then up ice for Mitchell. Wings it into the Blues zone. Handled by St. Louis. Defenseman Jordan Leopold, the former Avalanche, sends the puck down the ice. Blues are called for icing with 12:41 left in the first. No score.
Including today, there's 9 days left in the regular season. 72 games remaining, Mike. And look how much is still up in the air around the NHL. You got the President's Trophy right here between St. Louis and Boston. You've got Anaheim and San Jose in the Pacific Division looking for that division championship. You got the Avalanche and Chicago looking for home ice in their first round. It just goes on and on.
Although reading the quotes from Eric Johnson, Peter said, you know what, we run the table, maybe we can win the President's Trophy.
Absolutely.
It is that kind of thinking that really characterizes this team, doesn't it? Oh, nothing's out of bounds.
And they're not doubting it for a second. They were telling me yesterday how they were running through the schedule, and if certain thing falls a certain way, it really favors them.
Isn't that great?
Perfect.
Oh, you got to love that optimism that the Avalanche have. Right now, they are scoreless.
Mike, the Avalanche do not want to get into a specialty team game against the St. Louis Blues. So as you watch the penalty right here for the Colorado Avalanche, you know, it looked like he grabbed his stick a little bit, then he hits him from behind. But the Avalanche, when you look at the numbers, this weekend is a really tough weekend as far as specialty clubs. St. Louis Blues, you can see the power play and penalty killing, and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who the Avalanche play tomorrow, are the only two clubs in the league in the top 5 in both categories. So the Avs want to stay out of the box, you know, at all costs.
The Blues this season against the Avs, Peter, have scored 4 power play goals in 3 games against the Avs. And matter of fact, 7 consecutive games at home for St. Louis, they have scored a power play goal against Colorado. A power play because Brad Malone will serve 2 minutes for hooking at 7:52. It's the time of his penalty. So the Blues go to work on the power play. 4 for 6 against the Avs this season. Shattenkirk shot, missed high. Back around the wall to the near side. Back to the point for Shattenkirk. Slides it across. Pietrangelo gets it back from Shattenkirk to Shattenkirk. To Oshie, top of the circle, wrist shot, bobbled, loose puck, and diving on top of it, Varlamov able to get to the puck first and covered here in this first period with the Blues on the power play in a scoreless first period.
Mike, as we watch the St. Louis Blues move the puck, I was watching in front, Backus and Genner. Oh my goodness, this is just a real battle down low. Backus is, Mike, he's one of the true power center icemen in the game today. He's 6'3", 225 pounds, sits 3rd in the league in hits, and plays that physical edge game all the time.
And scores. I mean, He's got 27 goals. Not one-dimensional for sure. Vladimir Sobotka taking the face-off against John Mitchell, the Avalanche. Nice win by Mitchell. That allows Holden to smack the puck and get it out of the zone. The second power play unit has come out for St. Louis for the Avalanche. Mitchell, O'Reilly with Holden and Benoit as the penalty killers. Bouwmeester rams the puck into the Colorado zone. Cut off by Benoit. Sent it behind the net. Mitchell then slaps it around, but Leopold up against the boards. He's just returning from a high ankle sprain. And back in the lineup for the Blues. So the veteran in for St. Louis. Chip to the corner for Sobotka. Kicked it, and Schwartz sends it back towards Leopold. Moving along the blue line. One-timer try by Bouwmeester. Didn't get much on that, and that allowed Mitchell to clear it for Colorado.
And I'll tell you, Varlamov is starting to lose patience with the guys in front of the net. He just gave Morrow a a Billy Smith. I mean, just hacked him on the ankles.
Shot wide of the net. For those young viewers today, who's Billy Smith?
Billy Smith.
I know him
yes,
well.
He's a Hall of Fame goaltender for the New York Islanders when they've won 4 cups in a row, and he made a living knocking guys down in front of the net.
Oshie through center ice. Cutting in. He's there. He shoots, and the glove save, and then he ran into Varlamov. And the play has continued on. Boy, Oshie didn't slow down at all going to the net. Shot by Talbot, caught by Ryan Miller. That's the first shot for the Avalanche. It took them over 10 minutes to get that first shot. And then we got a little something happening afterwards. Backes and Talbot, you can see outside, and then Talbot grabbed him around the neck, then give him a little shove after that, and then Backes comes right back. Boy, Max Talbot, I'll tell you what, he is not scaring anybody.
And can't you see, Mike, how his importance has grown as the season's gone along? I mean, he embodies playoff hockey.
Yep, he talked to him today. He said he just loves this time of year, loves it. Well, the Avalanche and the Blues scoreless in the first.
Mike, a couple of plays that are really gray area plays come to playoff time. Now watch Oshie as he comes down. Does he make any move at all to avoid Varlamov? No. But, I mean, he's just going towards net. And here's at the other end, the Avalanche get their first shot on net. Then there's the pushing and the shoving, and Malone comes in. Malone's had a terrific first period. But then in comes Backes. Now Backes, I told you about the face wash last game. Both of them get a couple of nice little face washes in right here. A little shot by Talbot. A little more than a face wash.
I was going to say, it's more of a face shower there.
But, you know, and what you're trying to do there is push the guy far enough where the other guy takes the penalty and you don't.
Well, they each got a minor penalty. Backes and Talbot get 2 minutes each for roughing. So it's 4-on-4 hockey. Barrett Jackman, defenseman, in the slot. Pass across, but what a play by Stastny to come back defensively and knock away the puck.
And, Mike, if you had seen where Stastny came from, he was knocked down. He and Landeskog fell down together.
Polak moving along the blue line. Makes the pass into the high slot. Turned back to the point. And Polak shoots it around behind the Avs net. Colorado on it. So, again, penalties. 2-minute minor penalties called on David Backes, Max Talbot. Each get 2 minutes for roughing. The Blues have had a power play, weren't able to score. And we are 0-0 with 9 minutes to go in the period. McKinnon took a hit. The puck goes to the Blues, brought in by Sobotka. McKinnon chasing him down, though. And Sobotka doesn't hold on to the puck. Tipped into the corner. McKinnon going. I think they got him a little angry there with that hit, didn't they?
Absolutely.
They stirred it up. McKinnon coming after the puck. Well, he flew back defensively after he got hit. Schwartz cutting across. He shoots, and the save made by Varlamov. Boy, he had to be sharp. That one came through a screen.
Boy, there's some great action right there. And for Nathan McKinnon, these are the plays right here, Mike, where you're tested. There's no question that they're coming at him. But here's Stastny at the other end, coming back just in the nick of time. And that, Mike, doesn't show you at the start of it that he was flat on his belly, had to pick himself up and, get back into the play.
Good hustle. And Stastny. 34 seconds left in the penalties on Backes and Talbot with the face-off in the Avs zone. Blues have control to the point. Shot by Shattenkirk around the boards. Centered in front. Loose puck slapped at by Leopold. He'll have to chase back to the blue line. He keeps it inside the Avalanche blue line. Colorado is able to manage the puck to center ice. Mitchell sends it ahead for McGinn. Splits through, but the puck is poked to the corner by the goaltender Miller. Then shot down the ice. No icing on the play as Varlamov will set it behind the net. And the penalties on Backes and Talbot are done. We're back to 5-on-5 skating-wise. No score in the first period. 6 shots for St. Louis, 2 for Colorado. Carried out to center ice. Lapierre shoots the puck ahead. Way back towards the point. Backman shot, save, loose puck in front. Chased down by Reed, another one of those big forwards for the St. Louis Blues. And the puck comes around the glass. In fact, hits the netting above the glass as the puck has gone out of play. Let's look at today's Coors Light Cold Hard Facts and how things are going win-wise and where they rank in their franchise histories, respectively.
And for the St. Louis Blues, 52 wins, most they've ever had. For the Colorado Avalanche, 52. Like that's 2000, 2001. It's the only time this franchise has had over 50 wins.
One thing you have to keep in mind, Peter, is that since the 2005 season, the shootouts have made a difference in terms of wins. Before that, after overtime, it just would have been a tie.
Absolutely, and it does inflate it a little bit, but you know what?
Still impressive.
Very impressive
For both these teams.
But you know, it's a situation I think like everybody saw St. Louis building towards this season. You know, that they've had disappointments in the last couple of playoffs, but they think they're ready.
Johnson shot off the glass. And then a hit. And then another pile up in the corner. Bouncing puck, Pietrangelo knocked it back behind the net. You better keep your head up here this afternoon. Both teams are hitting.
Yeah, this is one of those games, Mike. You know, you just know it's going to be intense. It's going to be a hard-hitting game.
Oshie squeezing around, holding, backhander, blocker save made by Varlamov. And we've seen a couple of times already in this period what skill that TJ Oshie has to get himself free to take shots.
You know, you and I are both talking about how much we enjoyed him when he was younger. He was like this colt. He was unbridled in the energy that he had. You could see it in morning skate. But then as he's matured and he's come along, Mike, then of course the Olympics and the experience there where he was so good for Team USA, and he just blossomed. I mean, right in front of your eyes. I mean, he is an accomplished NHL star.
Out of the corner. Puck played back to the point. Leopold for St. Louis. Wrist shot stopped by McGinn. Slowed up by Leopold as he tried to get around him. Shattenkirk. Pass tipped by McKinnon. Brendan Morrow makes the pass back for Leopold. Up ice for Schwartz. Gets the red line, trying to lob it ahead, but Holden is able to leap. Trying to clear, and Berglund just went down to the ice. I don't know, lost an edge or tripped. What happened? Shot save made by Miller. Loose puck goes back behind the net. Leopold trying to carry out to center ice. Gets there into the neutral zone. Puck stripped away by Paul Carey. Played it back behind him. Shot ahead by Hayda. Back to Carey. Carries the puck in, trying to go wide. Scramble back behind the net. Played around by Ott, but Johnson along the wall takes a hit from Saboka. 5 minutes left to go in the period. Pass comes to Pollock, and the Blues are on the move from the red line. Shot in around the boards. It zips up the far wing. Saboka fires one that's caught and held by Semyon Varlamov, who has been busy. 9 saves so far for Varlamov, and no score in our game. Stevenson Automotive brings you Did You Know? Which former Blues player was the first to ever have 200 points in a season? Was it C1 Brett Hull, C2 Brendan Shanahan, or C3 Wayne Gretzky? We'll have the answer for you during the third period of play.
And Mike, another one of situations where
200 points in the game.
Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous. But the big power line for St. Louis out there against the Avalanche's third line. So they're matching in power for power right here with this group.
Johnson, good hit in the corner. And LaPierre comes up with the puck for St. Louis. Rolled it down deep. Number 26, Dmitry Yashkin. Oh, we got a collision. We're going to have a penalty. It's going against the Avalanche. And Patrick Bordeleau headed to the box, arguing all the way, but he's going in, and St. Louis will get another power play chance.
Now, he's not questioning the referee right there. What he's saying, Mike, on that play is that the St. Louis Blue player had gotten rid of the puck, and then he was hit. So it wasn't a charging, it wasn't a high sticking, it was an interference penalty.
Power play for St. Louis. Oshie's chance caught by Semyon Varlamov. So Bordeleau for interference at 15:25. St. Louis' second power play chance of the period.
And it's just now, it's every game. It's what Varlamov is seeing every game is the back end of a player from the other team. They're just standing right in front of him, getting bodies down.
Another save by Varlamov. Well, he looked behind him real quick.
Well, I think he may have got hit in the head.
I'm just going to say, I thought I heard the stick hit the mask.
Now watch and see again. The puck comes through. Now watch Backes. I'm not sure what exactly happened on that play, but again, he may have just thought that Backes was going to come through.
Berglund against Mitchell for the faceoff. 12 seconds elapsed so far on the Bordeleau penalty. No score in our game. 4:23 left in the period. Avalanche get it. O'Reilly goes down to the ice, but able to send the puck ahead. Mitchell. And for a moment comes back to O'Reilly. The Avs passing it around shorthanded. Hayda. Over to Gennon. And he'll launch it in on net. Miller will set it for Kevin Shattenkirk to take. His pass gets tipped off the glove of Pietrangelo and cleared out by Benoit. Avs doing a nice job on this penalty kill. Halfway through the Bordeleau penalty. Morrow will leave it and carried to center ice. Lifted ahead by Bouwmeester. The big St. Louis defenseman pushed the puck towards the corner. Centering try by Schwartz gets blocked. Avalanche are on it, find a seam, and it's cleared out by Colorado. They've really done a nice job on this penalty kill.
Yeah, it's one of those things they know that the St. Louis Blues have, dominated the specialty teams in the series this year, and they want to turn that around today.
Avs 1 for 11 on power plays and have given up 4 power play goals to St. Louis. Back to the point for Leopold. He finds Schwartz. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Schwartz down low. Saboka turns and shoots, and it goes high. It was tipped, and the puck goes out of play.
Mike, this is not how it used to be. Watch the penalty killing for the Avalanche here. The puck goes into the right, on the right, down the left side, and you're going to see 1, 2, 3 now. Here comes Mitchell, number 7, number 4 guys, Mike. You throw a blanket over him. I mean, in the old days, the guys would be spaced out. You're looking for the box situation. Now it's bodies down low, quick, aggressive play.
Well, it worked.
Yeah.
Avs got to the puck, and then we're able to clear it out. Backes wins the faceoff for Pietrangelo. Down the wall for Oshie. Bounce it back for Pietrangelo. Gives to Oshie. Shot by Pietrangelo. Save, another save! And then cleared out by the Avs. Oh, Varlamov was sharp on that one. Stood tall, made the save. Oshie 360s around in the slot shot, but wait a minute, there's a whistle and a penalty call. Now the Blues had the puck, so the penalty called on St. Louis.
Yep, it's on St. Louis. Somebody did something behind the play.
Well, the penalty on Bordeleau is done, so the Avalanche have killed that penalty and now get a chance to go on the power play.
Is it on Oshie? Yeah, it's on Oshie. Now, Oshie was the one that Holden came across to hit.
They're calling him for high sticking.
Did he flick the stick back? Is that possibly what happened? Now, Oshie's right through the middle, coming through. The stick comes up and hits. Now, that's a case, Mike, right there, where you have to be in control of your stick. Even though it looked like he may not have meant that, we'll never know. It may not have meant that, but the stick comes up, hits the man, and the call is made.
If the Avs score on the power play, lucky winner will get tickets to an upcoming game. For a chance to win, register at afwonline.com/altitude. We'll see if the Avalanche can get it done special teams wise. They've killed a couple of penalties and now get a power play. Well, this will mean a lot to Colorado. They get this power play goal after they've had a couple of penalty kills. Try to turn things around in terms of the special teams from the first 3 games. Nice move by O'Reilly, then gets poke checked as he did carry the puck over the line. Followed up by Mitchell. Cleared out to center by the Blues. 1:45 left to go in the period. DJ Oshie, high sticking penalty at 17:39. Allowed the Avs to go on the power play. Jamie McGinn behind the net for O'Reilly. O'Reilly has scored 8 power play goals this season, matched by McKinnon for the team lead in that category. Johnson shot to the front, stopped by Miller. To the point, Barry snaps a pass across for O'Reilly. Johnson backing up, is back to O'Reilly, finds Mitchell. Mitchell sends it across, rolls up the boards for Tyson Barry to take. We're in the final minute of the first period. No score, as on the power play. Barry, this one off the end of the stick, goes wide, return back to Barry, walking in, waits patient, shoots, save, rebound, and it comes back through the near circle. Barry's pass kept in by Johnson. His shot stopped by Berglund of St. Louis and then cleared out by the Blues. Just a dozen seconds left to go in the Oshie high sticking penalty. Lead pass for Landeskog to Stastny. Long shot stopped by Miller, and he'll cover for a faceoff with just a couple seconds left in the Oshie penalty. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles for 2014. They're available at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village and Colorado Springs. Nice win on the draw for Colorado to the point. And a shot by Holden goes way wide as Oshie comes out of the box. So the Avalanche 0 for 1 this afternoon in the power play. Last 10 seconds of the period. Jackman threw the puck back in the corner. Freed up to Oshie. And he runs the clock out in the first period. Both teams had their chances. St. Louis, oh, look at this developing at the end of the period. Everybody picking a partner to dance with here at the end of the first period. See Holden got his man. Jackman, the defenseman, couple of defensemen there. Things seem to be simmering down a little bit. That was an angry first period for both teams.
No, it was exactly what we expected in this period. The Avalanche came out, played a very strong period. Just a couple of penalties that they would have liked to have avoided, but there's a cross-check right there, right at the... Everybody getting involved. As you know, they're going to the... One thing about McKinnon, Mike, I saw him in the middle of that. He knows how to get involved in these. He played no junior hockey, and believe me, junior hockey in Canada it's an interesting league, to say the least, and he is one, competitive guy.
Well, we have come to the end of the period. No score. Blues outshot the Avs 14-6 in the period. Varlamov was strong, and so it's 0-0 after 1. And next on Altitude is the Toyota intermission report. Neither team able to get a goal during the first period of play. 14-6 shot advantage for the St. Louis Blues. And when the second period begins, a power play coming for the Colorado Avalanche. Saboka not only got a minor for roughing, which evened up with Gabe Landeskog, but also a 2-minute minor for cross-checking. But just kind of symbolizes how rough that first period was.
I mean, it's a kind of period, again, we've talked about this a lot. This is an Avalanche club that doesn't have much playoff experience. And you heard Brad Malone talk about it, the playoff atmosphere. Well, you soak this up, okay? What did you do well in that first period? Well, our best player right now is our goalie. So you leaned on him a little bit, and you got things going later in the period. And the Avalanche, Oshie was the best player. Boy, was he good in that first period. 5 shots on goal for the St. Louis Blues. We see him go right over top of Varlamov. Here's Backes in front, whacking away. I mean, this is the kind of period that the St. Louis Blues were trying to get in the face of the Colorado Avalanche. They're trying to get right into Varlamov's face. You saw Ott go after Johnson a couple of times, and Johnson right there pushes back. Talbot, what a job he did on Backus. I mean, he's given away 45 pounds. Then right at the end of the period, there's a cross-check, and Landeskog comes back. And a little shot right there. So all of a sudden the Avalanche now, Mike, what do? You survive a period from the NHL's best club, and now you've got a power play to start the period. So you're saying, okay, we killed a couple power plays. That's been killing us against these guys. So you roll out of that period, even though it's 0-0, with a little bit of an advantage as far as how this second period starts.
And for the Avs, they'll start with Stastny at center to take the face-off against David Backus. We're set to begin the second period from St. Louis. Needs to be a player serving that second minor. It looks like it is Ryan Reeves who comes over. You can see Vladimir Sobotka, who, by the way, Matt Duchene has had 2 fights in his NHL career, both against Sobotka, one earlier this season. From behind the net, Andre Benoit moving out to center ice. His pass gets tipped by Schwartz. Backhands it into the Colorado zone. So the Avs starting the period on the power play. Landeskog got a 2-minute minor for roughing, Sobotka for roughing and cross-checking. And the penalties being called at the 20-minute mark of the first period. Second power play of the afternoon for the Avalanche. 0-0 is our score. Nathan MacKinnon coming out of the corner with a puck. Bounced it around, waiting on the far side of the half-board. Stastny. The Benoit back for Stastny. His pass slowed up, but it goes back to the point. Then across for Holden. Behind the net, MacKinnon slaps the puck around in the slot. Shot missed wide. Feathered back towards the high slot. Bounced by Talbot. Stretching, but the puck is kept in by Benoit. Over towards Stastny in the slot for Talbot. To the corner, MacKinnon with the puck. Shot now low. Score! Paul Stastny gets the power play goal. He got to that loose puck, and the Avalanche have scored on the power play. Stastny's 22nd of the year, and the Avalanche lead 1-0.
And Mike, what was interesting about this power play? Have we seen Talbot on the power play all year?
I can't remember that.
Not all year. So Patrick Roy starts him on the first group to start this period because of the way that he's been playing of late. And what does he do? He helps the Avalanche score this goal. I mean, right there, he's in front. He's tying everybody up. He's not the biggest guy, but he takes a man away. And Stastny, who always plays well against the St. Louis Blues. In 23 games before today's game, Mike, he had 10 goals, 17 assists, 27 points against the Blues. But
well, he considers this his hometown, right?
This is hometown. But again, the Avalanche get that first goal of the game, something they haven't been doing a lot of lately, but a power play goal.
Pollock, wrist shots. That deflects wide. Followed up by Jackman. We show you the Subway scoring summary. Stastny on the power play, scoring his 4th power play goal of the season. Nathan MacKinnon, Max Talbot with the assists for MacKinnon. He now has 59 points. And for Talbot, he now has 23 points, his 16th assist of the season. Mitchell makes the handoff. Hayda down low, shot to the front, stopped by Miller. And the puck scooped up by Berglund, then carried out to center ice. The Avalanche getting an early second period goal. And the lead, it's 1-0 Colorado. Reeves tied up against the board, centering pass. Leopold shot, and Varlamov came out to cut down the angle and makes the save.
Interesting number about the St. Louis Blues. This is a team now, the last 9 games, which is a pretty good chunk of time in the NHL. They've only scored 19 goals. Of those 19 goals, Mike, they've come from 6 guys and not a goal from the defense. And the defense for the St. Louis Blues is one of the very best in the league. So they've gone a little dry.
And they're also playing today without their leading goal scorer, Alex Steen, who has 33 goals. He's got an injury. And out of the lineup this afternoon for St. Louis, a team that's been struggling to score without their best scorer this afternoon. Slapped out of the zone by Leopold. St. Louis called for icing. Let's see who's in the groove. Brought to you as always by Groove Subaru. And here are the teams that have players with 20 goals or more, each team with 5.
Well, obviously the Avalanche this year, it's been all about offensive balance. They also have like an outside chance to have 5 guys with 60 points this season. Something they've only done 3 times in Colorado.
The Blues, along with those 5 players who have 20 goals, they have 5 players who have 50 points this season as well.
And you look at them, it's interesting. O'Reilly and Landeskog, they're the left wingers. The Avalanche, Patrick Roy putting O'Reilly over there. That really has given them a standing offensive left wing situation. And McKinnon, Duchesne and Stastny, primarily center iceman. McKinnon's the interesting one. He's been a little bit of everywhere for the Avalanche. Mainly in those center to start the season before the injuries, especially to Tanguay. But then an awful lot of late on the right side.
Well, how about the line that's out there right now? Landeskog, Stastny, and Mitchell for the Avalanche. Blues have the puck. Oshie, wrister, blocked. And the Avalanche push out towards center ice. Landeskog just slipped to Backes, who had him lined up for the hit. Over the line, around the slot, Backes, wrister goes wide. Around the wing, Pietrangelo shoots it around the boards in the Avalanche zone. Backes reversed it. And the puck comes up the wing. Mitchell takes it for Colorado. Takes a hit from Chris Porter. And Porter has the puck. Pass up the middle. Taken away by the Avs. Mitchell. Pass back to the near side circle for Eric Johnson. Bounce pass to center ice. And Landeskog from the red line shoots it into the St. Louis zone. The Avs lead it 1-0. A power play goal from Paul Stastny at 1:14. And Nathan McKinnon, Max Talbot assisting on the power play goal for Colorado. Now we got a whistle. Play has stopped. And
let's go back to the last game against the New York Rangers. Cody McLeod just gets a skate on top of a skate with a defenseman for the Rangers, and he just couldn't quite catch himself before he fell into the boards. I mean, that was one of those ones where you're just, as he went off, you're just going, no. He's been waiting so long, so patiently long, to be part of another playoff run.
Peter, a penalty on the Avalanche. They had too many men on the ice. And so the Avs will have Brad Malone served the penalty for having too many men on the ice, and St. Louis getting their 3rd power play opportunity of the game. From behind the net, the puck picked up and carried up ice by Kevin Shattenkirk. Reaches the red line, shoots it in around the boards. Stopped behind the net by Varlamov. Rips the puck back around, cut off by Sobotka. The Avs shorthanded, too many men on the ice. Penalty ball at 3:53.
And Mike, who dumped the puck down the ice? Talbot. I mean, he's power play now and penalty killing and 5-on-5.
He's doing it all.
He's got it going today, and he's tangling his Backes on top of it.
Miller will set the puck. Bang behind the net. TJ Oshie for the Blues with a minute remaining in the Avalanche penalty. Poke checked as he got to the line, and that caused the play to be offside.
Well, Berglund, like, it's interesting. You can see the depth of this St. Louis club as far as guys that have offensive skills. Berglund had a big goal against the Avalanche last game. He turned out to be the game winner in a 2-1 St. Louis win. But they do not have, Mike, that upper-tier, super-duper goal-scorer point producer. They've got an awful lot of guys that are tremendous hockey players. But I think it's a situation for the St. Louis Blues. They're going to score in committee, and they need to break out of this before they get into the playoffs.
The Avalanche salutes its fans during the final home game of the regular season. They'll face off against the Pittsburgh Penguins tomorrow night. Prizes will be awarded to lucky fans throughout the game, and then at the end of the game, jerseys off our backs. When the Avalanche players take off their game-worn jerseys, autograph them, and give them to randomly selected fans of the game. You can go to ColoradoAvalanche.com and get your tickets. And again, I asked, what are they going to wear for the playoffs?
Exactly. It's going to be a ragtag group, to say the least. But interesting time out there. Hitchcock was mad at that group. He looked like he was upset as he was talking to it because he called his timeout 5 minutes gone in the second period to talk to him about the power play.
Getting a sense that this is the point in the game where he's got to light the fire a little bit. His team trailing 1-0 and a chance in the power play, and the Avalanche penalty killing has been good. They've been solid. Killed a couple of penalties in the first period, trying to make it 3 in a row. There's 25 seconds remaining, and the penalty being served by Malone. Slammed in by Bouwmeester. Cut off from the corner. Oshie back to the point for Bouwmeester. Push the puck across. Back to Bouwmeester. Oshie takes the puck in the skates. Bouwmeester to Leopold. He shoots, and that is stopped and held by Varlamov.
Good movement by the St. Louis Blues, but the puck was on the on the outside, on the perimeter. They really didn't get that great opportunity. And Ken Hitchcock, Mike, Avalanche fans know him from his days in Dallas when he won a cup there. He's one of the great coaches in the history of this game, and he has a tremendous feel for the game. When he does something like that, a call a timeout, he's sensing something from his club. Are they dipping? Is that energy dipping? We talked about it earlier, Mike, just you and I. Are they looking to Chicago tomorrow because, maybe they think, is that the club that's more dangerous, and he doesn't want them to underestimate the Avalanche.
Nice kick saved by Varlamov. Malone comes out of the penalty box. Long pass to him. Delay offside on the Avalanche. And get back on side. And the Avalanche, well, right now the difference, Peter, you said the special teams are going to be key this afternoon. The Avalanche have a power play goal, and they also have 3 penalty kills in this contest. McGinn cutting across, he shoots, kicked out, rebound, score! And the Avalanche lead it 2-0. A rebound followed up, and the Avalanche up 2-0 over the St. Louis Blues here in the second period. Right after a great penalty kill, they come back and they have a 2-goal advantage.
And Mike, look at the kid come in on the left side, and Mike dip down. That's a hard play. The puck is spinning, and he got down, dipped the right leg, and just fires it home. So inside of a game with this kind of intensity, playoff feel, Nathan MacKinnon a goal and assist. Now that's only his second goal since the Olympic break. So but Mike, the thing about him is plus minus is still plus 21. That's now plus 22 this season.
And a lot of assists.
Oh, a lot of assists.
It's not like he's been pointless. The goals haven't been coming in. As Peter pointed out, just his second one, he had a goal on March 18th against Montreal. But here's a good one for the rookie, MacKinnon. The assists from Jamie McGinn, and Nate Gannon gets the other assist, his 8th assist of the season, with the goal coming at 6:20. And for MacKinnon, well, he's right there with the goal-scoring leaders. You got Landeskog and O'Reilly with 26, and now MacKinnon with 24 goals this season. So he's got a shot as a rookie leading this team in goals. And we got an offside play on the Avalanche. Nathan MacKinnon in the second period after Stastny's goal, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Avs.
Well, for the Colorado Avalanche, they got a power play to start that period. They capitalized. Stastny scored, Talbot, MacKinnon, and then the Avalanche, Mike, you could feel the energy starting to build. And MacKinnon comes in, scores, Mike. And the thing that I loved about what MacKinnon is doing, like, in the last 18 games, he was minus against the LA Kings, the first game after the break. But the next 18 games, Mike, with all the pressure and everyone talking about him, he had 1 minus game. He's had 1 minus game in the last 18. He's plus 8 during that time. It's been very impressive. Because, Mike, so often when you're a young guy, you're used to scoring. If you're not scoring the goals, your game will fall back in certain areas. You'll start to cheat a little bit, just because you've done it your whole life. But he hasn't done that. He stays with the program.
Avalanche lead this one 2-0. Reeves trying to power his way to the front of the net, but Holden, nice job to keep him on the outside. Pass behind the net for LaPierre. Makes the pass. The puck worked back to the half boards. As the Blues added yet another big forward. Number 26, Dmitry Yashkin. Another big guy for the St. Louis team. LaPierre with the puck for the Blues. Slaps at the puck. Reeves goes into the corner. Elbows come up. And Yashkin trying to reverse away from Benoit. Rolls it back behind the net for Reeves. Snapped away from him. Wilson took a hit from Shattenkirk, but picked up by Carey using his speed. Benoit down the slot. It's cut off. Bounce back to Carey. Trying to get away from Shattenkirk. Both those players, Shattenkirk and Carey, know a little something about winning national championships in the Boston area. Shattenkirk doing it for Boston University and Carey for Boston College.
So no love lost at all.
I was wondering about that hit there. The Terriers against the Eagles. 11:15 to play in the period. Berglund circling behind the net. Wraparound save made by Varlamov. He was strong. And of course we get a little something following the save by Varlamov. Things have calmed down.
Well, Mike, the Blues are trying to turn this around. They're trying to turn it around by throwing out a couple of big lines, in consecutive shifts. The hands up, everything pushing, shoving. You see Ott again as he's going to do. So you want to, you know that he's going to do that. So Mike, you just do it. The Avalanche did right there. Keep him away from getting inside, and because the energy right now is just not in this building. It was early in the game, but it's dropped off pretty significantly. In the Avalanche, right, they're in control of this game right now.
Well, Varlamov has already made 19 saves in this game. And Miller has allowed 2 goals on just 10 shots. McKinnon has the puck. He's got one of the goals this afternoon. Shoots it wide. Hayda coming down the boards. Still with the puck into the corner. Makes the handoff back to the blue line for O'Reilly. Shoots it around. McKinnon cut off by Jackman. And Berglund for St. Louis sends the puck around the wall. Pjarvi chipped behind the net. And Jackman takes the puck for St. Louis. Makes the headman pass to Ott through the middle. Shot by Berglund rising. Misses high. O'Reilly after the puck. Makes the pass. Up ice. McGinn springs McKinnon in. Has to pull up, wait, and push the puck behind the St. Louis net. Avs will change up their forward line.
Good play by McKinnon. His line needed to change. Instead of trying to make something, he threw it behind the net.
Shot tipped on net. Save. Rebound. And it's tipped away. Well, there was a chance in front of the net by Stastny. Mitchell comes away with the puck. Coming back towards the blue line. Handoff goes to Benoit. Cross ice for Stastny. He shoots and hit the side of the net. He had a chance. Backhand try by Holden. Holden was standing right at the top of the crease. Back to Benoit. Down low. Holden below the crease. Shot by Stastny. Gets blocked. Tipped across. What an effort here by the Avalanche on this shift. Landeskog. Cross ice. Holden again. Holden's playing forward here on this shift. Down low, another save. Rebound, and it's a goal. It counts. It counts. The Avalanche lead at 3-0. It looked like the puck was covered. The play was done, and then all of a sudden it came free and into the back of the net. And it's 3-0 for the Colorado Avalanche.
On a well-deserved goal for the Colorado Avalanche. And how about Holden? That's his 10th. That's his 10th goal of the season.
I think he spent that whole shift below the face-off dot.
Absolutely. And this is the guy, Holden, Mike, who last game was caught up ice when the New York Rangers scored a goal. Now they're going to have another look at it. But here's a puck. It comes through the referee right there. See, the referee was right on that side. You're going to see, boom, comes through. Now does Holden kick it? Ooh. I didn't like that angle, Mike.
Let's see. It is up. Yeah, he tipped it initially with the stick, but then it did hit his skate. He just
But you know what? Did you see it? Did you see Holden's body language? He went, sort of put his head down. Watch.
Well, they're reviewing whether or not this was sent in with a distinct kicking motion. There's the tip, and then the skate. But then did his stick touch it before it went over the line?
I think, Mike, what he does, he's trying to kick it forward.
To his stick?
There's
the tip right there, Peter. There's the kick.
Oh, that one, fortunately, shows nothing. You know? Because they waved goal. They pointed goal. Now, it has to be absolutely conclusive the other way to overturn it.
Now, I read an article. Kerry Fraser, former referee, said that's not true.
Oh, that's not true.
That Toronto can make the decision completely, regardless of what happens by the referees.
But
that's according to Kerry Fraser, an article that I read.
They've also said they want the referee to make a decision, Michael, in the situation. They want the referee, because if they can't see it, they go with what the referee said. I think that may be the sort of like the both sides of it. Yes, they can take it and do whatever they want with it, but if there's absolutely no way Toronto can tell,
then they go with the referee.
Then you go with what the referee said.
Well, this is taking a while, so the folks in Toronto making sure they get this one correct. And at this time of the year, the NHL wants these calls to be made correct.
Well, let's just go through the list of things that are going on here. You got the Avalanche still chasing the St. Louis Blues. You got the Avalanche trying to stay ahead of Chicago for at least home ice if they don't catch St. Louis. You got St. Louis trying to catch Boston. The one nice thing for the referees now, it is out of their hands. That was clearly a goal. He pointed to a goal. It was clearly a goal. So now, in the years past, it was just on those. I remember in the years past, Mike, way back when, the goal judge was the one they went to.
Right.
And I remember in the old Boston Garden, the goal judge was sitting in the stands with the fans. Well, you can only imagine how many times that light went on. Some nights it was like Christmas. It was just going up and up.
When the Bruins were scoring.
Oh,
the
exactly.
other way, it might have been glued down.
Yeah, it was
right?
glued, exactly.
All right, we're waiting for the announcement. That is referee Chris Rooney, number 5, who's involved in the conversation. And is Coach Waugh waiting, along with everybody else, to see, will it be a 3-0 score or will it stay at 2-0? Here's the announcement.
After review, although the puck was kicked by the Colorado player, it hit a St. Louis player's stick before going over the line. It's a good goal.
It's a goal, Michael. Yep, they're saying, it must have said he got his stick on it and the goal line. That's the one that you couldn't tell. Here's another look at it. He kicks. Now, are they saying that the St. Louis player's stick hit it, Michael? Yeah, I think there may have been the St. Louis, after he kicked it, it hit the St. Louis Blues player's stick. Therefore, it
went over the line.
It went over the line, so therefore it was deflected in by the St. Louis Blue player.
Nonetheless, so Holden, with his 10th goal of the season, you can see on our Subway scoring summary, Paul Stastny gets his 2nd point of the period. And he's got a goal and an assist, but Holden so involved there offensively on that shift, and it pays dividends, and he gets the goal. 9 minutes to go. Shot by Bouwmeester, glove save by Varlamov. Holden from Stastny at 10:25, and what a period for the Avalanche. The Avs now lead us 3-0. Much, Todd. Well, for the Avalanche, they now lead us 3-0. And the last goal scored by Nick Holden, his 10th of the season. And, well, I tell you what, this has been a difference maker this season for the Avalanche.
You know, offensively, probably the biggest difference has been the input from a defenseman. And you look at the numbers. For the Colorado Avalanche, they have obviously 5 defensemen that have 6+ goals. Only one club has that, along with the Avalanche. That's the Vancouver Canucks. So you can see, Mike, when you start being the only club with another club or whatever, you're starting to really, that part of your game has an impact on what's going on inside of the games.
Off the face-off, shot by Schwartz gets tipped out of play.
Well, for the St. Louis Blues, Mike, they've tried a couple of different things now. They tried to outmuscle the Avalanche and try to stir things up, but the Avalanche just said weren't going to take any of that. They come down, they have the big shift.
Barry takes the puck after the faceoff. Gennon sends the puck cross ice. Pushed ahead. Broken up by the Blues. Schwartz with Morrow. Pass to Morrow. Run a center, but Barry prevented that pass from getting through. Put out in front. Chance by Schwartz, gets denied. Slapped back to the near side boards. 8:25 remaining. In the second period, Avalanche exploding for 3 goals in this period against the Blues. And against Ryan Miller. And Miller in the 14 games previous to this one while with St. Louis averaged just almost exactly 2 goals against in the games that he's played for St. Louis, and he's given up 3 here in one period.
And that was one of those ones you probably would want back because it slipped right through your legs and right to Holden.
Puck dropped in the corner to the back of the net. Blues have got it. Played by Backes to the point. Shot by Jackman. And Eric Johnson, the former St. Louis Blue, blocked it. Makes a quick pass ahead for Landeskog. Shot wide. So the Stastny line out for Colorado. And Paul Stastny now on a 6-game point streak. He's had 2 goals and 6 assists during this streak. Goal and assist in this period.
And 39 points, Mike, now in his last 37 games. So, I mean, it has been consistent hockey.
Just off the bench, Benoit drills one. And the save made by Ryan Miller.
Let's go back to last game. How important were the couple of goals by the defensemen for the Colorado Avalanche? Well, they were huge. It got them into overtime before Barry won it on the shootout. Here's the one, Mike, after Patrick Roy, talking to the players afterwards, they said it was drawn up perfectly. But then they scrambled because the puck was bouncing around a little bit. But he called the timeout, settled things down, and the Avalanche scored in the last minute.
Just over 7 minutes left in the period. 3-0 for Colorado.
And now what St. Louis can't do is take a penalty by trying to stir things up. They've got to get back into it by playing offense.
And for the Avalanche, winners of 5 games in a row, all 5 of those games, 1-goal contests. And the Avalanche lead the league in 1-goal victories. So this is almost uncharted territory lately for the Avalanche, playing with this kind of a lead. Well, this is a team that's trying to come back to win.
Yeah, they're not comfortable with this.
I was just going to say, shot by Bordeleau. It's caught. Yeah, this seems strange to the Avalanche to have this big a lead.
Well, as we approach the end of the season, this incredible year that the Avalanche have had, Mike, there's more and more of these that are popping up. Records that the Avalanche are approaching or breaking. We talked about the best winning percentage in the road in the NHL. Well, they one more road win, and this is one of 5 road wins that the Avalanche have remaining on their schedule, and they tie best in franchise history. And we have seen some great Avalanche clubs over the years.
I mean, you have 49 wins, Peter. You're one more, obviously. The 50 would be the second time in franchise history that it happened.
And they, you alluded to it, and it's absolutely right. The overtime, the Avalanche have 15 overtime wins. That's the most in the NHL. The pressure's on in those situations, and they've been terrific.
There are 10 overtime wins, most in the National Hockey League. Leaf pass behind the net, cut off by Shattenkirk. Tip to center ice, 2-on-1 for the Blues. Ott got a man Berglund. The pass broken up by Gennon. Ott feeds it back towards Shattenkirk. Slips the puck behind the net for Ott to take. Off the side of the net, Ott again with it. Winds it around. Jarvie waiting at the point. Moves the puck behind the net for Ott. Bounced away from him. 3-0 for Colorado. Lifted out to center ice by Bordeleau. Pass a Weiss tip. And Varlamov will watch as Gennon comes back to hammer the puck around the boards. And tipped by Bordeleau in. McKinnon racing after the puck. Tipped away, back to center ice. The Avalanche have got it.
Just one point, Mike. We've lost a linesman Apparently he got cut. He's getting stitched up.
Centering pass by O'Reilly. Jumped over the stick of McKinnon. Schwartz to center ice. Pushing the puck ahead. Pass back to the point. Petrangelo's shot. That bounced wide. Wrapped around the boards and out. And the Avalanche called for icing with 4:38 left in the second period.
Well, the Avalanche, another subtle little change for the Avalanche. They've changed the sort of the defensive pairing. They've got Holden and Johnson, Gannon and Hayda together. And obviously Benoit and Barry would be the other defensive pair.
They do have Ryan Wilson, but he's been playing forward in this game. The Avalanche had to fill the spot with the injury to Cody McLeod in the last game against the Rangers as Miller makes the glove save. It's 3-0 Avs over the Blues in the second period.
Well, Semyon Varlamov, Mike, has the luxury of one less defenseman. Sorry.
Look, I want to tell you, if you want to match the intensity you see on the ice today, Peter, there's the new overwhelming wealth scratch game from the Colorado Lottery. You've got 3 chances to win an instant $1 million.
I'm sorry about that. I got ahead of myself. I just saw Matt Sokolowski come up and talk to the coaches, whisper in their ear. Now, he's obviously in charge of injuries. I'm sure he's talking about Tyson Barrie, because Tyson Barrie not on the bench for the Colorado Avalanche.
Oshie could not get it around Eric Johnson. Stastny picks up the puck, pushed out to center for Landeskog. Handoff. Bounce pass ahead for Stastny. His pass into the circle for Mitchell. To the point. Shot by Johnson. It goes wide. Mitchell. Nifty play to keep it in the blue zone. Goes over to Landeskog. Surrounded along the wall, but gives the puck to Stastny. To Johnson. And behind the net for Stastny. Threw it back across. Landeskog snapped it around the wall. Handled by Hayda for Colorado. Runs into one of the St. Louis Blues players, and a quick snapshot caught by the goaltender Miller, and we'll have a face-off in the Blues zone.
Nathan McKinnon, Mike, just continues to rack up points, and I think it's going to be hard now, isn't it, Mike, for anybody else to really push their way by him with so few games remaining? Those kids for Tampa Bay are
hard
good.
to believe it's not a lock.
Yeah, the kids for Tampa Bay are good, but I just think that the high-profile nature of him coming into the league and all the talk last year about he was going to be number 1, number 2, whatever, they've been talking about him for a long time, and he has produced.
And certainly we're thrilled to see that happening for him. The only thing, it would have been fun to watch what Hurdle from San Jose, if he had stayed healthy, what kind of season he would have had. He was off to a magical start this year.
He was running away with it early until he was injured in the collision with Dustin Brown of the LA Kings.
Face off in the Colorado zone with 3:22 to go. In the second period, Avalanche with 3 goals. Stastny, McKinnon, Holden scoring for the Avs in this period. After Varlamov makes yet another save, the puck sent to center ice. That's now 21 saves in this game for Varlamov. Dumped in, stopped behind the net by Varlamov, scooped it around the glass. A race for the puck, reaching for it. Cleach, the Blues managed to keep it inside the zone. Centering try, sent back to the far side wall. Shot by Petrangelo off the side of the Avs net. Nailed by Berglund, Patrick Berglund, pass behind the net for Piarvi. Back to Berglund. Gonna work his way out in front. Sends the puck to the point. Petrangelo's shot gets blocked. 2.5 to go in the second period. What a period it's been for the Avalanche. They have had 14 shots, and of those 14, 3 of them have gone to the back of the net. Portolo gonna tip the puck. Held in, Schwartz dishes across, shot goes wide. And behind the net, Morrow takes it for the Blues. We approach 2 minutes left to go in the period. Pass to Morrow, shot, misses. Back around to the near side. Slam down the boards to the corner. Schwartz spinning. Bordeleau reaches in for the puck, held in. Zabonka's shot gets tipped, and the puck has gone out of play.
And here's what we were talking about as far as the kids from Tampa Bay, the young guys, right there having terrific years. But, you know, as we alluded to it, Mike, during the game that we were playing against Tampa Bay, they're a little bit older. And MacKinnon comes in as that, I think the voters, you know, that pure rookie, right from junior. He was 18 years old when the season started. He was 17 years old when camp was almost about to start. And I go back to that goal in Montreal, the high-profile nature of that game being watched around the country, and that's such a great goal.
Oshie's shot misses. Well, I'll tell you what, Johnson, that hat trick against the Avalanche in Tampa Bay was pretty impressive. The game that we saw in Florida.
But not as many people would have been watching that game.
Exactly. Down to 1:20 left in the period. Larry Johnson maneuvers his way through center ice to Mitchell. Handoff goes to Landeskog, lost the puck. Tipped to center ice. And then we see Tyson Barrie back on the ice for the Avalanche. Collision in the corner with Backes.
1 minute to play in the second period. 1 minute.
Corner. Bounce pass back to the point for Leopold. Works his way towards the front of the net. Leopold shoots it wide. Shattenkirk shot. Lanced off of Landeskog. I think Miller was on his way to the bench.
Yeah, it's on the Avalanche.
Penalty on Colorado.
Yep.
Colorado, 2 minutes up.
That was a nice play by Leopold at the point. He just avoided. Again, Mike, you see that call. You see the referee's arm go right up in front. And it's so hard. It's such a natural place to put your stick right there on the guy's hands when you're trying to pull him back just a little bit. But so many times that's just an absolute automatic call.
19:14 the time. Mitchell for hooking. Blues, their fourth power play chance this afternoon. Petrangelo. Shot saved by Varlamov. The puck is underneath one of the Blues players, and then it squirts free and shot down the ice by Talbot. Avs going with Cleach, Talbot, Hayda, and Gennon as the penalty killers. Talbot sends the puck back to his own zone. And an opening found, and the puck slaps down the ice. Last few seconds of the period. Schwartz stood up at the line. Puck out to center ice. Shattenkirk sends it ahead for Berglund. Horn sounds, and one of the more impressive periods of the season for the Avalanche against a very, very good St. Louis Blues team. And the Avalanche, 3 goals in that period, Peter.
In a season of big games and big periods, that may be a top 5 period of the year.
They got goals early, a power play goal from Stastny, and then MacKinnon and Holden added to the score. And the Avalanche, 3 goals, and they lead it 3-0 after 2 periods. Stay tuned for the Subaru Intermission Report. Avalanche, very impressive second period here in St. Louis. They lead the game 3-0 over the Blues. Peter, CSU Global bringing us, what have we learned so far?
Well, we have learned that the Colorado Avalanche have a chance today, Mike, to a very unusual sort of mark, to have defeated all 29 teams in the NHL with a win here today. The St. Louis Blues were the one club this year that the Avalanche have not beaten, and they're up 3-0 going into this period. And look at this now. It started off at 7 points, but Mike, the players won't do it, but we can. Colorado wins tonight. Pittsburgh plays in Minnesota. The Avalanche will be landing in Colorado before Pittsburgh even plays their game. So they got a shot tomorrow night at Pittsburgh, who's already guaranteed themselves their situation in the Eastern Conference. So, Mike,
Then you're going up against, then your next game is Edmonton, a team that really's had a tough year.
had a tough year. Vancouver could be eliminated from sort of any sort of contention by the time you get there. And Chicago plays St. Louis tomorrow night. Now, no Kane, no Taves, absolutely, but they're scoring goals and playing well. St. Louis is struggling right now. Could be 3 points back after tomorrow night.
So you're saying at Pepsi Center, make a little room on the shelf for the President's
Trophy and look for, I mean,
hey, this team, you should never doubt this team this year. They have proved so many people wrong about what kind of season this is going to be for the Avalanche, and it just continues. They believe they can make things happen, even with injuries, with all kinds of situations that have come up this year. The Avalanche continue to win games as Max Talbot moves in, he shoots, and Ryan Miller came out to cut down the angle and makes the save. Well, the Avalanche know they are going to the playoffs, and round one tickets, they're on sale right now. Go to ColoradoAvalanche.com, get your tickets. And don't know who that first round opponent will be right now.
we thought for sure we knew. We thought for
When you
sure
win the
it was
Western
Chicago.
Conference, you get to play the team in eighth. Dumped into the corner. Now the Avalanche right now, if it was to start tomorrow, would play the Chicago Blackhawks. The team, as Peter pointed out, tomorrow hosting the St. Louis Blues.
At 11:30 start.
Slapped in around the board, stopped behind the net. Handoff. And the clear out to center ice by the Avalanche. Not a lot of energy right now in this building.
There was no energy coming out of the dressing room for St. Louis Blues. They were, they came onto the ice. The Avalanche came bouncing out of the locker room.
Offside. Goal on the Avalanche. Well, you want this is not a scenario the Blues have had too much this season. They haven't lost too many games, just a total of 17 in regulation. The other part of it is, Peter, they've done everything. They played their St. Louis Blues hockey. They were hard. They hit. They were just really on the Avalanche. Avs didn't flinch.
Nope. And then you talk about some stuff. Nathan McKinnon reminded us that to start the second period, Landeskog was in the penalty box. That's why Talbot was on the ice. Well, even the guys that Patrick was picking to replace players are coming up with big plays.
In the corner, Patrick Berglund for St. Louis, working his way around the boards, but McKinnon then beat him to the puck. Immediately slapped across the rink. O'Reilly gets to the red line. Dumped to the corner, Piarvi for the Blues. Sends it up the boards. And the Blues, they had some time left in that Mitchell penalty when the second period began. Weren't able to convert on the power play, and to me, one of the big factors has been the special teams in this game. Avalanche penalty killing 4 for 4. And they've got a power play goal. That goal got the Avs started early in the second period.
I really think that when the first period ended, the Avalanche has sort of weathered the storm. St. Louis had come at them. They'd done all the stuff that St. Louis likes to do in this building. And the Avalanche then had the power play on a penalty that, where you're being overly aggressive by the St. Louis Blues. And so you take one for the team. Landeskog take one for the team, and they score on the power play.
Holden with a hit on Reeves. Well, the Avalanche like these day games. This is the 6th and final day game of the season for Colorado. They're 3-1-1. Borlo centered in front for Talbot, but it was deflected away by Bouwmeester. To the point, Benoit down the boards for Talbot. And behind the net for Bordeleau. Pass up the boards, tipped to center ice by Reeves. Long pass up ice for Holden. Sends it across the rink. Landeskog on to Stastny. Crisscrossing at the red line with Mitchell. Dumps the puck in. Landeskog dropped it behind the net. Shattenkirk goes down on top of him. And the puck continues along the boards. Centering try with the backhand by Talbot gets deflected, or Stastny, excuse me. Stastny after it in the corner. Shattenkirk going to push him off the puck. Landeskog rifles the pass to the point. Shot by Hayda and into the chest of goaltender Ryan Miller.
I had a chance, Mike, to talk to a couple of scouts here, just sort of watching the Avalanche. And again, they're talking about McKinnon and his vision, his ability to make things happen. And watch this little whoop right there, turn. Now spin and just finds the guy wide open. Like that's hockey courage right there. You misplay that pass, the guy's gone. And he just spins and fires a rocket. And there's another thing he does well. When he passes, he's got some snap on it. And that's what you love to see. Don't go, ooh, here it comes. The hardest passer I ever played with my entire life was Ray Bourque. It was unbelievable. He'd knock the stick out of your hand if you weren't ready. But it's contagious. Then everyone does it. The Avalanche, when he came to the Avalanche, that magical time for Colorado, they became a better passing club.
Barry's shot stopped by Miller, and we'll have a face-off in the St. Louis zone. 15:42 to go in the period. And the Avalanche leading 3-0, and now leading in shots. They've had the 3 shots here in this third period.
Now, this is a game right now that the Avalanche, Mike, they're in control of. So you want to be smart. If you have to take a pop to the head, you do. If you have to dump it in or try to make a play, you dump it in. You do all the little things that coaches talk about. But it's so key. This next, don't give St. Louis momentum.
Varlamov out to handle the puck. He is scheduled to get the start tomorrow against Pittsburgh. A 6 o'clock start for the Avs against the Penguins. And Varlamov was supposed to get that start. And then according to the Patrick Roy schedule that was given out on Thursday, we should see Giguère start in net against the Edmonton Oilers on Tuesday. And there he is, Giguère. Yep. He'll get at least one more start. Still to be determined, that final game of the season in Anaheim.
And one of the reasons is to be determined is if everything's locked up. I would imagine Patrick Roy will give Giguère that game. It would be his last game, and he's
team where he won the Stanley Cup.
Won the Stanley Cup and certainly had the best part of his career. And it would be sort of, I think they're going to honor Solani that night also. So maybe
his final regular
season game. And so there's just a couple reasons that it makes a lot of sense.
Reeves has the puck for St. Louis. Throwing out of the corner. His pass back towards the point. Bordelot tipped it, but kept in by Leopold. Then Benoit for the Avalanche. Trying to clear. Ott staying with it. Cleach sends the puck to the corner. Blues trying to throw around a little weight here. Nice move by Bordelot. Ahead for Talbot. There's going to be a penalty as Bordelot is pulled down to the ice. Talbot shot. Save made by Miller. After the net had been moved. And the Avs are going to get another power play opportunity. Nice little stick handle move there by Bordelot.
Yes. Well, everybody's feeling it right now for the Avalanche. I mean, this has been very impressive. But starting to get a little bit of attention. Nick Holden.
22 St. Louis, 2 minutes.
It's a great move right there. He won't mention that after the game at all.
Maybe the first thing when you see him, you bring up.
But Nick Holden, Reeves has come after him about 3 times to really come at him, and I'll tell you, he hasn't backed down even in slightest.
Kevin Shattenkirk, a 2-minute minor for hooking. And the penalty called at 5:35.
There he is, Patrick Bordelot, Mike. He's going to get more and more ice time, obviously, the longer McLeod is out. You still have Duchesne out. So his role of being sort of that 11th, 12th forward for the Avalanche has changed a lot. And he is getting much more important ice time, regular ice time, more of a third-line player now for the Avalanche.
Landeskog moves the puck around the end board. Then Benoit will come out from behind the net. The Avalanche are on the power play. For the 3rd time of the game, they're 1 for 2 in this game. Give to Benoit. St. Louis trying to slow things up in the neutral zone. Heads gain the line. But then the puck taken away by Schwartz. Skates to center. And it's shot down the ice. Stopped behind the net by Varlamov. Benoit's pass for Stastny. In the slot for Landeskog. Bounce pass to the point. Benoit sends it across for Holden. And behind the net. Chip to the corner for Stastny. Centered in front. Blocked. And bounced out to center ice. Backhanded ahead by the Blues. 50 seconds left in the Shattenkirk penalty. Erik Johnson to the Blues blue line. Bump back out to center. 30 seconds left in this power play. Tyson Barrie.
Not too much of anything going on in this power play.
No. A lot of passing around, but not getting into the blue zone and holding the puck and getting some chances. Barrie hustling to the St. Louis line. Shoots the puck ahead.
This is where what Nathan MacKinnon talked about, Mike. Staying on your toes, keep pushing forward. You don't want us all of a sudden be sitting back because...
Well, we've seen the Avs take advantage of teams going into that prevent defense lately, haven't we?
Absolutely. Here's Bordeleau's move. Nice little play to Talbot, who's had another terrific game. And then, of course, you get to the bench, you see that Matt Sokolowski. Now you know that guys are going to... That's one of the great things about, being at the bench. I mean, it's so much fun when you're winning. It's such a great feeling.
Shot by Savoca, caught by goaltender Semyon Varlamov. Visit your local Kia retailer today and get great lease and APR deals for qualified lessees and buyers on Kia's full line of quality vehicles. Go to ColoradoKiaDealers.com and get all the details.
Well, as we mentioned, this, including today, 9 days remaining in the NHL schedule and 72 games coming in today, Mike. And there's a lot of big ones on the schedule tonight.
For the Avalanche, once this one is done, just 5 games left. Tomorrow night's home game, and then the last 4 on the road for the Avalanche. Down to the point, Shattenkirk. Oh, did he get crushed by Bordeleau? Kevin Shattenkirk is hurt. Bordeleau just with his hit injured Kevin Shattenkirk. He's slowly getting up to his skates, and then Jackman going after Bordeleau. And you can see Shattenkirk bleeding from the mouth. And yelling at Bordeleau as he's going over to the St. Louis bench. Here's the hit by Bordeleau.
Well, matching minors at the end of that hit by Bordeleau, and here's the hit on Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk was irate, but Mike, it's not that bad a hit. He's high and he's coming across, and he is. And here's Jackman going after him, and now there's some energy in the building.
And we've got a 4-on-4 situation. 2-minute penalty on Bordeleau and Jackman. O'Reilly, MacKinnon for the Avalanche, along with defenseman Jan Hayden and Erik Johnson for the Blues. Schwartz and Savoca. Pietrangelo and Bouwmeester are the defense for St. Louis.
Mike, you saw the little bit of confusion on that dropping the puck. Remember, the linesmen are the ones who drop the puck the majority of the time, and now it's a referee, and sometimes that can throw the center iceman off.
The reason being that you're not you're not used to the way that referee would drop the puck, or he's just not used to dropping it the way Centermen are used to seeing it. Here's a chance by McKinnon, sliding. Save by Miller. His best save of the game. Pietrangelo carrying the other way. Shot wide. Well, McKinnon just inches away from closing the door on this game. But Miller, 11 minutes left to go.
If St. Louis can use that to get some energy going for themselves.
Polak moving down the wing. Nice poke check by Varlamov. Polak though staying with it. Makes the handoff. Berglund being pushed back to the wall by Hayda. Shot goes wide after it was tipped. Ott chasing down the puck. 30 seconds left to go in those matching penalties. Berglund up high. Makes a handoff to Oshie. Poke checked away by O'Reilly. Oshie receives the pass. And then they give to Backes. The puck gets dumped in. Backes with a hit on Johnson. And the puck kicks free. And Landeskog gets tripped by Backes, who gets called for the penalty.
Let's have a look at
Peter, I think they're giving Landeskog a diving penalty.
Yeah. But here's a look at the play earlier. McKinnon just with that wild speed right through. Mike, you know who those two guys are? That's Pietrangelo and Bouwmeester. Canadian Olympic defensemen who were a pair, outstanding pair at the Olympics, and he just split them, just right through.
Now there's 4 seconds left in the Jackman and Bordeleau penalties. And both Backes and Landeskog have been sent to the penalty boxes.
Are they looking
by
at
Backes and then the Landeskog for diving?
What are they looking at? Are they checking to see if McKinnon's went in or not? I can't imagine they're checking the time.
Play is under review.
Yeah. Puck comes across. And certainly from that angle, Mike, it didn't seem that.
It's close enough for a review.
Yeah, absolutely, because it got lost under the right pad, and he just brought it straight across. That was going in. That was a much closer than I thought. Okay, now we get sort of the rarest of the rare, 3-on-3, just for 4 seconds, but
don't see this too often. Bordeleau, Jackman standing up. They know they've only got 4 seconds more to serve in their penalties.
Like it's going to be 4-on-4 because there's men in the box.
Yeah, they already had the penalty, so Bordeleau, Jackman will come out. And now we go back to 5-on-5, but Landeskog and Backes serving their penalties. Backes again for his trip at 9:55, and then the diving call on Landeskog. Saboka thrown away. Stastny dribbles it towards the net, waved away by Miller. 9:35 remaining in the period. Saboka sends the puck across. Dumped in by Pietrangelo. Avalanche on it. Took a St. Louis bounce. And then stopped by Varlamov. Back to the corner. Centering try. Saboka shot right into the logo as Varlamov makes the save. I'll tell you what, this game, nobody's making any friends between these two teams in this one.
Well, they got 4 minutes to do it. After the 5-minute mark and down, you can't start starting stuff because you coaches get in trouble.
3-0 lead for the Avs in the third period. All right, let's answer the Stevenson Automotive Did You Know question. Which former Blues player was the first to ever have 200 points in a season? The answer, of course, Wayne Gretzky is a member of the Edmonton Oilers, but he had a brief period of time when he played for the St. Louis Blues. But how about that? That season, 92 goals, 120 assists. That's a career.
Yeah,
that's a great career for somebody.
Absolutely. You got 5 and 10. Morrow did for right at the end of this. And you can see 5 for the cross check, I guess. Holy cow, that's. And the referees, they just hate this kind of stuff. In the old days, Mike, it was the referee would come in that little circle down there by the minor officials. The stuff would happen. They just come and stand there till it was done. They would just let guys like me get the heck kicked out of you.
Just wait till everybody was tired.
Everybody stopped bleeding, and then there they go. They had their pencil there and a piece of paper, and they'd just be taking down numbers and names.
Now the 5-minute major. It's given the Avs here a opportunity with a 3-0 lead in the third period. And over to serve the penalty, Magnus Bjärvi. After Morrow gets 5 minutes for cross-checking, and then the misconduct. Lifted over the glass and out of play. With 8:53 to go here in the third period, the Avalanche starting a 5-minute power play.
Well, unless something unusual happens, Ed Morrow basically took the St. Louis Blues out of this hockey game. With that, you know, he was certainly, they were angry. They're trying to get something going, but you cross-check somebody to the face, it's going to get noticed.
This is the fourth power play chance of the game for Colorado. 1 for 3 this afternoon. Benoit's pass lifted into the corner.
One thing the Avalanche know is in every situation now, the St. Louis Blues are going to send guys up the ice. They're going to keep coming. So if you're the defenseman for the Avalanche, the point guys, really be smart. Get back in a hurry and get that puck.
The Blues had won the first 3 meetings of the year between these two teams, and convincingly, especially in the first 2. But here's the Avalanche with a 3-0 lead with 8 minutes to go in the third period and on a 5-minute power play. Johnson able to weave his way in. Finds Mitchell. Gives it back to Johnson. Stolen away and carried up ice by Schwartz. Backpedaling in a hurry is O'Reilly. Schwartz gets in. Backhand. Nice save by Varlamov. And the Avalanche get some numbers up the ice. Going down the middle. Mitchell, shot, and it's stopped by Miller. Went off his arm. McGinn, and a feather pass back. He does for Johnson. Pass tipped by McGinn wide. Back to O'Reilly. Dropped it behind the net. Mitchell's pass picked off by Schwartz, and he clangs it out of the zone.
A good example we're just talking about, that St. Louis Blues bringing everybody up the ice. It resulted in a 2-on-1 coming back the other way, but the Avs have to be aware of that.
Steal, and LaPierre will curl back out to center ice. Then comes into the Avalanche zone. Gets a shot that gets tipped by Benoit out of play.
Now here for the St. Louis Blues. I believe they came into this third period, Mike, and it had been 144 minutes of hockey, and they scored 2 goals. So, you know, that again, we talked about just the lack of numbers of guys that have been scoring lately for the St. Louis Blues.
Today's take-home puck was 15,723.
And Steen is not scheduled at this point. Now, you never know, but to play in tomorrow night's game, or tomorrow afternoon, pardon me.
Benoit skates back behind the net. And 6:45 to go in the third. Halfway through this 5-minute power play for Colorado. Benoit sends it across. One-timer try by Holden. Denied by Miller. Back to Holden. Tipped across for Stastny. Inching his way in. Down low. Chance for McKinnon. Blocked. Scooped up by Stastny. He's got a goal and assist in the game. And now on a 6-game point streak is Paul Stastny. Holden takes the puck. 2 minutes left to go in this power play. Bounced off of Benoit to center. Up ice for Stastny. Sends it across for McKinnon. Blocked at the blue line. Backes sends the pass ahead. Carried towards the corner. Porter to the side of the net. Johnson harassed by Porter. And the puck comes free. Worked back by Backes to the point. Pollock's drive off of Johnson. Shot back wide of the net. Around the boards. Pollock's pass in the circle. In the slot. Backes had to dribble away from him to the point for Jackman. Shot goes wide of the net. Missed by Porter at the side. Avalanche are on it with 1:15 to go in their power play. McKinnon wrestling with Backes. And now they're going at it. Backes and McKinnon. The gloves have come off of Backes in the corner, and he tackled McKinnon. He threw a couple of quick little jabs on Nathan McKinnon. Well, they were really going at it coming up and down the ice. And for Nathan McKinnon, I don't know if he's going to get a 5-minute major for fighting, but he has not had a fight this season in his rookie year. Now Mitchell comes over with Jackman. And the referee, Justin St. Pierre, got to separate those two. There you see Nathan McKinnon skating over. Peters, he's going to the locker room.
Well, he went down hard. I mean, and again, that's, yeah, you got a kid by 50 pounds.
If he lands on you.
Yeah, and he lands on you.
Now we're going to have some more penalties. Jackman going to the St. Louis penalty box. Backes going in as well, but McKinnon didn't go to the penalty box. He went to the Avalanche locker room. Here's where it started, Peter.
And just pushing at each other, and then Backes. Now watch him. He got him, and he pushes him. Yeah, you're just hoping in this situation, Mike, that he's not hurt at all. You see how strong McKinnon is. I'm sure Backes was a little surprised in that play. I'm not going to back down, but I mean, Backes has had.
That's where he lands, though, right there.
Was it a leg? Was it his head? You see, and the situation is tough here, Mike. You're short a linesman. You're short a linesman, so only one linesman's able to get in there.
Plus, you got other little fires going on in other places, too.
Absolutely.
Put out. Now, there's over 5 minutes left to go. Backes is being escorted to the St. Louis locker room. Jackman as well.
Oh, yeah, they're...
The bench for St. Louis is getting smaller.
Well... And again, you can see why they put that rule in, Mike, about the last 5 minutes. And again, this has just gotten stupid. I mean, Jackman right there.
So the Avalanche still have 1:06 left on what was that original power play situation. Gannon and Wilson discussing things on the Avs bench. We'll wait for the official word on the penalties. 5:17 to go in the third period. Avalanche lead this one 3-0. Seem to be in good command of this one. And while we wait for the official word on the penalties, let's tell you what's on tap for the Avalanche. This is brought to you, as always, by Coors Light. Well, after this one is done, 5 games left. Tomorrow, Fan Appreciation Night at Pepsi Center with Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins in town. We'll start our coverage at 5:30 on Altitude. The final home game of the regular season in Colorado tomorrow.
And for roughing. For the Blues, number 42, David Backes, 2 minutes for cross-checking, 2 minutes for roughing, and a 10-minute misconduct.
Right now, it's a 5-on-3 situation.
Oh, there's McKinnon back, Mike. He's back for the Avalanche.
He's in the penalty box. There he is, Nathan McKinnon.
Backes, St. Louis, 2 minutes cross-checking, 2 minutes roughing, and a 10-minute.
So it's 5-on-3. Still a minute to go in the penalty that's being served by Pujärvi. It was Morrow's penalty, but he's gone for the game.
The best news, Mike, I don't care about the penalties, that McKinnon came back and went to the penalty box.
Absolutely. That was a little scary when he immediately went right to the locker room. Pass behind the net for Barrie. Shot by Johnson, hit his teammate, then a snapshot taken by O'Reilly, gets blocked by the goaltender Miller, and a fight in the corner for the puck. Scored 3, Blues have it. Leopold coming out in the center, dumps the puck in.
But Michael, let's go back to the time the Avalanche were here when they seemed to, a lot of people felt maybe they got pushed around. How about this for a team growing into what it is now? There's been none of that stuff tonight. There's been just complete frustration on St. Louis's part in the last part of the game.
There's been no intimidation of the Avalanche.
No, there's no intimidation at all. But the idea is that, St. Louis
score, and Ryan O'Reilly. And that's a power play goal. It came just shortly after Pujärvi had come out of the penalty box on that 5-on-3, so it's a 5-on-4 power play for the Avalanche. And that makes it 4-0 for Colorado. Ryan O'Reilly, team leading 27th goal of the season, also leading the team in power play goals. That's his 9th power play goal of the season.
Let's run through again just the 4 games against St. Louis. St. Louis wins in here big, 7-3, I believe the score was. They had some power play goals, but it was a tough game. Then they go into Colorado and they win 4-1. And then the next time they play the Avalanche in a real good game, 2-1, loss, but still they come on. And tonight, a big key again was Varlamov's play in the first period. They had some power plays. The Avalanche killed them off. Especially teams have been excellent here tonight for the Avalanche. But the growth of this team through the season has been just remarkable.
Here's the Kia scoring summary on the 4th goal of the game for the Avs. 9th power play goal for Ryan O'Reilly, coming at 15:55. Paul Stastny's 3rd point of the game. Landeskog gets a point. And the Avalanche working again on the power play. That was their 2nd power play goal of the game. Now on their 6th power play opportunity. 2-5 this afternoon. On the line, Wilson with the puck. It's the carry. And the Avalanche on their way. A couple of important things. This will be their 50th win of the season. 2nd time they've done this in the franchise history. Berglund's shot gets tipped. And Peter, they'll also tie their road record with their 24th win of the season on the road. And how about Semyon Varlamov? He's going to get his 40th win of the season for the Avalanche. And when you look at the franchise, Colorado Avalanche / Quebec Nordiques, of course, there's Patrick Roy at the top, and Varlamov will tie him. And Coach Roy said, joking the other day, said, I'm not sure I'm going to play him the rest of the season.
He might need some rest, Because you see, R comes before V, so Roy would still be atop that list. You see, alphabetically. That's how you rate those things. So
you're saying he's not getting another start the rest of the year?
That's it. They're done.
Well, he's scheduled tomorrow against Pittsburgh. But how about that? On his way to his 40th win, Semyon Varlamov. Team's MVP of the season.
And Mike, it's one of those things tomorrow night that you and I have talked about. One of the great things that with every team playing 2 games against every club, all the Eastern clubs, Sidney Crosby comes to town. And we're not going to miss him this year.
Looking forward to that tomorrow. You know, one other thing, whether this means anything or not, Peter, but this will be the 34th time this season that the Avalanche take a lead into the 3rd period and get a win. They have 0. That's 0 losses in regulation when they've had the lead going to the 3rd period. And we got a little something here with Bordelot. I think that's Otts. And then you see the referee goes down to the ice, and he's trying to scoot to make sure he didn't get stepped on and injured. Everybody's got a dance partner at this point. Now Varlamov is standing near the bench area. Miller is not making any kind of headway down the ice, so we won't see the goaltenders get involved. Well, everybody else has got somebody to tangle with. And that's Polak for the Blues and Malone for the Avalanche. Boy, things are just I haven't seen one of these things in a long time. Have you, Peter?
No.
The Avalanche. It's been a while since we've seen this kind of situation.
The league is going to have to look at this because the St. Louis Blues on Bordelot went bang, 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 3 hits up the wall.
Well, out of gloves and sticks down on the ice, as you can see. With just 2:08 left to go in the game. Once again, the referees and the one linesman busy conferring and deciding what other penalties will be dished out.
It's interesting to see that there's no question the St. Louis Blues are a frustrated group. They had scored 3 goals the previous 2 games, both wins. But today, here's the referee gets knocked down. Referees just don't appreciate that.
Well, you got those skates. You're just worried those guys are backing up and going to step on you. See Bordelot there. And so everybody had a partner, and the dance began. Now we just wait to see if Bordelot pointing towards the St. Louis bench as he heads towards the locker room. Well, this make an interesting setup come if for some reason they met down the road in the playoffs.
It also, Mike, it's the divisional game. So we got next year. We've got lots of stuff to look forward to. And you see these.
You're building a rivalry.
Absolutely.
A nice hatred between these 2 teams.
Now, there's no question that inside of rivalries, Mike, playoff series do ignite just that.
Just escalates.
Yes, it does.
All right, well, if you like what you're seeing here, playoffs are indeed something the Avalanche are going to be involved in this season. And you can get a ticket or tickets for the games. They're on sale right now. You can go to ColoradoAvalanche.com, get your playoff tickets.
Well, the St. Louis Blues got a double minor, and everyone else got a misconduct on the ice. Everybody was on the ice got a misconduct.
Just get out. Just
go. Just leave and go away.
Well, there's only 2:08 left in this one.
Yeah.
The Avalanche on their way to their 50th win of the season. And you can see there's referee Chris Rooney talking with Coach Waugh and the rest of the coaching staff, along with the players standing there listening to see what the story is going to be. Now, this could be interesting here as well. You're Coach Hitchcock, Coach Waugh. Who do you send out for the last 2
you better
minutes
not
and 8
send
seconds?
out. You better not send out anybody. We've already seen a couple of situations this year where in Buffalo they sent Scott out, they left him out in the wrong situation. You're responsible now for managing this game.
Calgary Vancouver situation too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who you put out there?
I mean, this will be a situation right now where both coaches will be sending out players that should be out. I mean, we are not in the old days, Mike, where you close your eyes. You have your hands over your kids' eyes so they didn't have to watch what might happen over the course of these next couple of minutes.
Well, for the Avalanche, they're going to send out Marc-Andre Cliche along with Paul Carey, Andre Benoit. Ryan Wilson's going to go back and play defense. Jamie McGinn has come out of the ice. So it's Cliche, McGinn, and Carey as the forwards. Wilson and Benoit as the defense.
And you see, that's why Malone was out there, Mike, but he was one of the guys getting the misconduct, so he just went to the locker room. He's going, darn it, I almost had some power play time.
Exactly. Bet you it's a 5-on-3 situation.
Yep.
There's still 4 seconds left in the power play that had been ongoing. You can see Shattenkirk, who took a hit from Bordeleau, bleeding pretty profusely. Back in, he's on the ice.
Maxime Lapierre, 2 minutes for slashing, 2 minutes for cross-checking, and a 10-minute misconduct.
So Lapierre got a double minor in the situation, and then the rest of the players out there were getting 10-minute penalties. Again, Lapierre slashing, cross-checking at 17:52. Leopold fires the puck wide of the net, all the way down the ice into the Avalanche zone.
46, Roman Polak, number 27, Alex.
Pass to center ice for Carey. One hands it ahead, chasing. Into the corner, rolls the puck behind the net. Bounced back towards the point. As remaining on the power play. And since that 5-minute major called on Morrow at 10:49, the Avalanche have just stayed on the power play for the rest of the period. At times a 2-man advantage, and right now a 1-man advantage. As we approach the last minute of this game.
1 minute to play in the third period.
A day that has gone a little longer because of all the penalties we've had in this one.
Oh, but Mike, nowhere near as long as it could have gone. That is a nice thing about these new rules.
Pass slowed up, and the tip sends the puck to center. So for the Avalanche, on their way to their 50th win, they'll get to 106 points. And for St. Louis, they stay at 111. Tomorrow, they're in Chicago against the Blackhawks. And for the Avalanche, they're home tomorrow night against the Pittsburgh Penguins, final home game of the season. And then after that, 4 left on the road for the Avalanche: Edmonton, Vancouver, San Jose, and Anaheim.
Has to rank with the most impressive wins of the season, home or road, for the Avalanche. A lot of people around the league are saying, okay, now you're going back into St. Louis. How are you going to play? They played a terrific hockey game. And you can see it, Mike. They were taking over the game at the start of the second period. And it just continued all the way through.
It's the Blues team that had just 1 loss at home in their last 13 games, but the Avalanche, that second period, turned things around.
No, the NHL's best road club beat the NHL's best home club today.
And for Semyon Varlamov, he gets the shutout. He gets his 40th win of the season, and that is his second shutout this season. Peter, it's his 13th shutout in his career. And the Avalanche, a couple of records to talk about. They tie for most road wins, and for the second time in franchise history, they get to 50 wins.
You get 50 wins for the Avalanche, 40 wins for Semyon Varlamov, and you get 24 wins on the road for the Colorado Avalanche.
Pretty good day.
Not a bad day's
and
work.
you've beaten the best team in the West.
And you beat the best team, who was, Mike, atop the National Hockey League when the day started. And look at this.
So now, Peter, when you look at that Western Conference, especially the Central Division, 5 points behind St. Louis, and you're now 3 points ahead of Chicago.
3 points ahead of Chicago. So you know Chicago's going to come out firing tomorrow because they want to keep moving up, trying to catch the Avalanche, and the Avalanche gets Pittsburgh. So it's Goodness
we'll
only
be
knows.
back. Let's wrap things up when we come back. Long game today. Lots of penalties. Feisty kind of game between these two teams, but the Avalanche get the victory 4-0. We'll wrap it up in a moment.